Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the Tech LR Vegeta Giant Ape unit. Now this guy is one of the two LR units that was released for part 2 of the Dokkan Battle 7th anniversary on Global, and we're going to see just how good he is at 55% in the hidden potential system. Now I was lucky enough to pull Vegeta, so I'll be able to use him under some pretty decent leads, but he leads in human deeds or the giant ape power category of 4 key and 150%. He also raises his attack for 1 turn on his 12 key and causes mega colossal damage to all enemies, so an AoE attack on his 18 key, which is pretty good. Then we'll take a look at his passive skill. If there is an enemy whose name includes Goku, Youth, Captain Ginyu Jr., etc. excluded, at the start of the character's attacking turn, it activates the entrance animation once only, and the unit will have Ki +3 and attack of 60% for the rest of battle. He will also have Ki +3 and attack and defense of 100%. He gains additional attack and defense of 60% when performing a super attack, additional defense of 60% if it's an ultra super attack, guards all attacks plus an additional Ki +3 and attack of 30% within the same turn when guard is activated. So he's a pretty interesting unit. Obviously at 55%, his defense in that slot 1 position could be a little bit low, but that's what we're here to see. We're here to see just how good Vegeta is without obviously all of that kind of rainbow bluster. In terms of link skills, he's got Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage, over 9000, Transform, Saiyan Raw, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power. And in terms of categories, he's on Accelerated Battle, Battle of Fate, Dragon Ball Seekers, Final Trump Card, Giant Ape Power, Giant Form, Gifted Warriors, Inhuman Deeds, Planetary Destruction, Pure Saiyan, Saiyan Saga, Space Traveling Warriors, Terrifying Conquerors, and Vegeta's Family. Cool thing for this guy is that he actually fits underneath the Captain Ginyu lead, which is really solid for him because that's a full 200% lead, and his best linking partners also fall under there, so pretty solid overall. Vegeta also has the giant ape form, which has +5 key and will raise its attack on its 18 key. And that's it. That's pretty much everything that you need to know about Vegeta. He's got the active skill, it activates when 40% health is available. But first team we're going to be trying Vegeta on here is just a standard Pure Saiyans team. He's not going to be facing a Goku, so we're going to see just how good he is without facing Goku and without running under a 200% leader skill. He will have the Scouts of Vegeta with him. They share 4 links in total, and he does currently have support on this rotation. So overall, he's looking pretty solid. Remember, he guards all attacks, and when he guards those attacks, it will activate an additional 30% damage from him. Also, will give him additional ki. As you can see, he takes the hit. He has a 4.2 million AoE attack stat. That's pretty good to me. Obviously, a very nice rotation for him. 4 links active. He shares over 9000. Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage, and Shattering the Limit with this Vegeta, which overall is a really good combination for him. Gives him a lot of attack, decent defense, and also, more importantly, gives him 4 key at link level 10. So Vegeta looks pretty solid there. Obviously, that's a, I don't want to say standard turn for him, but that's a pretty manageable turn you can achieve with Vegeta under most teams. That Scout of Vegeta shares a lot of teams with him, and generally speaking the links weren't crazy. Vegeta and Goku are both units that don't have a lot of high link level options, but they do have a lot of decent 4 and 3 link options. Vegeta himself shares 3 links with a ton of units, but he shares 4 links with some notable units, the Scout of Vegeta being one of them, the Giant Ape Raditz being one of them, and the Inhuman Deeds Nappa and Vegeta, and of course the AGL LR Margin Vegeta all share a lot of decent links with this guy. So he looks really solid from that perspective. Obviously we're not facing Goku, so there is a lot of attack off the table, but that's probably the stat you're going to see the most from Vegeta. 4.2 million, very solid AoE. Here you can see the defense has come down a little bit without the support, 99,000. and that is noticeably less. But it is very, very, very good. We're going to be sticking him in the second slot here, so you can see what the effect of him not being hit first before he attacks does as well. So this will be probably the lowest attack stat that we will see from Vegeta in the video. 99k defense is also not the greatest in the world, but it's okay. He does have guard, which will prevent the majority of damage. He still manages to get the ultra super attack, but you can see there's a very big drop off. Without that plus 30%, without the support, and without the additional key, you can really see there's a big change in his defensive numbers. Now the thing with Vegeta is, if you obviously understand his passive, the main source of his defense is going to be hitting that ultra super attack, because he gains 60% on his normal super, but then gains an additional 60% on his ultra super. So Vegeta is a unit that specializes in being exceptionally strong defensively after firing his ultra super, and you want to make sure that you have that ultra super quite regularly, which means you do want him to get hit first to activate that 3 key. You do want to have him have 2 key links active. You do want to try and give him the most good situations to generate that additional key, so that you can see a really good performance from Vegeta. Because without that ultra super, his defense will not be that high. You're probably looking at around 200k comparatively to around 350, which is a big difference. It's a very, very big difference, and it makes a lot of difference even with a unit that has guard. Now the guard is obviously very, very good. Vegeta with dupes, by the way, will have a very respectable starting defense. If you were to stick dupes in Vegeta and give him that extra 3000 defense, and maybe throw on a defensive equip, you would be looking at roughly 150-160k defense without level 10 links, which is very solid for a unit that obviously has guard. Overall, it's going to be entirely up to you, but it's a very decent starting point. It's not too bad. He can probably take a hit for most events. Once he does take the hit, once he does super, you're going to be seeing a lot better. Here you can see, obviously, by taking that hit beforehand, Vegeta, again, really did increase his damage a lot. Plus, the animation is spectacular. So, obviously, next up is to take him into a team and try him out against the Goku. So, we're going to try him against the Goku in a Dokkan event. And take a look at just how well he does. We'll also be trying him under the 200% Ginyu Force team. Obviously, where possible, try to run them under a normal team and a 200% team, just so you can see that there is a slight difference. It's not anything crazy. It's about 8%, I think, overall. Something even less. I think it's only 7% difference or something. But overall, it does obviously make some kind of tangible effect to the units. Otherwise, it wouldn't, be such a thing. But it doesn't make as big a difference, as one might suggest. Of course, I'll probably look into that for a video, just so people can truly understand how big a difference that does make. But yes, so we're going to be trying him out against Goku here. Obviously, quite a decent amount of support can be achieved in the Ginyu Force team. A lot of them support space traveling warriors or just extreme units in general, and Vegeta does tend to fall under that category. Ideally, we'd like to see him in a full rotation, but we're not going to be able to here. But the really cool thing is that we're going to see a pretty nutty attack stat from him. Now, Vegeta is a unit that if you give him that support, if you give him some support, if you get some dupes in him, you're going to be seeing a very vastly different unit to what other people might be seeing. Vegeta as a unit innately accelerates more by having more stats than other units, because the guard helps to cut down on the damage so much that the raw defense counts. Every raw defense you gain counts 1.5 times. So if you gain 50,000 defense, it's the same as gaining close to 100,000 defense, kind of like 70, like 80, 90k. So it's just the way it manufactures, the way it works, it helps. So obviously we get the entrance animation, which is really cool. We have double supports on this rotation, so full disclaimer, but we are going to be seeing probably our best stats out of Vegeta. Huge defense here, obviously very well supported. And we're going to see just how much damage he can do with his 18 key. So yeah, obviously very, very good rotation for Vegeta. He'll work very well under the Terrifying Conquerors team. I'd like to try him as a floater on this Ginyu Force team, really see how he does in that third slot, with all the support that they provide, the ability to cater to him with orbs, really, really good. But you can see there is 7.2 million AoE attack stat. That's pretty good. You can say what you want, but that's pretty good. Obviously, AoE is more useful in ESBR and SBR, but 7.2 million, I'll take it. Obviously, he is facing a Goku unit, so you do have to take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. It's more than likely that that will drop down quite significantly, and we'll be seeing the, probably around 5-ish mark, but it's still very, very good. Obviously, Ginyu is going to finish off Goku, so we don't get to see too much more of Vegeta under the 200% lead. But I think we've seen everything we need to see. We've seen Vegeta's worst kind of performance, 99k, less than 3 million. We've seen Vegeta's kind of average performance, around the 100 or so thousand mark in terms of defense, along with a pretty decent 4.2 million attack stat. And we've seen obviously the absolute best of Vegeta with a 7.2 million attack stat and 160k defense. So in terms of links and exactly what you want to use for links, it's very difficult. Again, just like Goku, he is a little bit wonky. So to go through his links again, he has Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage, over 9,000, Transform, Saiyan Raw, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power. I'm not going to be going through Transform because Transform is pretty much just for literally just for the Giant Form team, so we won't be going through Transform a lot, but what I think you can definitely focus on is links like Saiyan Warrior Race, very, very common attack link, which is obviously great. And then you can focus on something like Shattering the Limit or Royal Lineage. Both of those will get you decent key. Royal Lineage more for Vegeta's team, which is more than fine, and then Shattering the Limit more just a more common generic key link, but that's okay. Overall it looks really, really solid. Transform again is just for Giant Form. Over 9,000 you can get decently, but like I said, you find some pretty interesting linking partners like the AGL Martian Vegeta. He links really well with Vegeta. They both have AoE attacks. It could be a very interesting combination to kind of run together and take a look at together. I think it could be something very, very good. So yeah, we'll be obviously taking a look at those units. Well, not taking a look, but we'll try them out in ESPR and SPR as a combination. But yeah, it's a very, very, very strong set of units, I think, which is always good to see. I always like to see nice combinations like that. In terms of other links, Saiyan Raw is obviously great for a Saiyan Raw team, a Giant 8 power team, and that's okay. It's good that he has these links. It will help him out, especially on a Giant 8 power team. You can kind of just run him as a floater. Generally speaking, that'll be where you'll get the best out of him, but it still is very, very solid. So yeah, overall I like his link set. It's like Goku's. It's a little bit wonky, but it gets the job done. I think for Vegeta, I think if there was anything I would correct, I would probably just I think for the most part he's fine. I think if there was anything I would correct, it would be I would probably give him a little bit better starting defense, just so that when his defense is activated it can be better, or upon first hit give him additional 30% defense as well. I know they were worried about how the multiplicative might work with everything else, but I think overall that would have been the best bet, at least for me, from my perspective. But with that being said, you know what? Everything is great and fine, and yeah, I think overall you'll find some really good linking partners like this Giant Ape Raditz. You'll find something to work on every team, and if it doesn't work on every team, then it's okay, because at the end of the day, you will probably have a pretty decent like run with him anyway. He still does have ways to generate his own ki, especially if he takes a hit, so you should be alright. But getting his ki is very important, so try and focus in on that. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's everything we need to focus in on. Obviously, his best linking partner is the Inhuman Deeds, Nappa and Vegeta. When these guys get their easy A, it could definitely be a big moment for this Vegeta. Really bring him super into relevancy, I want to say, because yeah, he could look very, very solid at that point with such a good linking partner who's on so many of his teams. I think like it could definitely be something very, very good. But yeah, overall, I really, really like Vegeta. I think he's great, and I hope that you guys obviously like him too. But leave a like if you enjoyed the video, or if you have any queries, you can leave a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. So take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and bye.